Beneath the touchdowns and highlight reels, there are moments that make you question the game itself.
Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Antonio Brown on a charge of attempted murder.
This isn't about tough plays. It's about when players push the boundaries of acceptable behavior, crossed unwritten lines, and sometimes went way too far. From league-changing scandals to individual acts of aggression that made headlines, we're diving deep into the most controversial actions in NFL history. Get ready for 8 times NFL players went too far. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. The Saints Bounty Scandal. The 2009 New Orleans Saints took the insanity to a dark, new level. Because what they pulled wasn't just about blitzes or bruises. It was about bounties. Yes.
There is big news out of the NFL this morning where the league is investigating bounty programs where players are paid for knocking opponents out of games.
The defensive players were literally paid bonuses for injuring opponents. Take out a quarterback? Extra cash. Knock a guy out cold? Even better.
The allegation that players on the New Orleans Saints were paid money for hitting players with such brutal force it knocked them out of games.
The NFL's investigation found defensive coordinator Greg Williams ran a full-blown hit list system that rewarded pain, not performance. The fallout? Brutal. Head coach Sean Payton was suspended the entire 2012 season, becoming the first head coach in NFL history to get benched for team misconduct. The Saints lost 2 draft picks, and Williams was banned indefinitely. The team's Super Bowl legacy tainted forever. This was the wake-up call that changed the league's whole stance on player safety. Hard hits went from fan favorites to evidence. The bounty scandal drew a clear line. Play tough, sure. But if you're getting paid to hurt people, you're not a competitor, you're a mercenary. And just when fans thought that was rock bottom, one player decided to go way lower. Ndamukong Suh's low blow. So after the Saints' bounty scandal, you'd think the league had learned its lesson about the Detroit Lions defensive juggernaut who seemed to think aggression was an Olympic event. Thanksgiving Day 2012, Lions versus Texans. The play looked routine. Suh drags Houston quarterback Matt Schaub down for the sack. But as Schaub hit the ground, Suh's foot mysteriously found its way right into the quarterback's groin.
Way down there. And Ndamukong Suh, oh boy, gets kicked.
The replay made every guy watching flinch in sympathy. The NFL didn't laugh. They fined Suh $30,000, calling it unnecessarily rough conduct. Suh swore it was an accident. But let's be real, this wasn't his first offense. He'd already built a reputation as one of the dirtiest players in the league, with multiple fines and suspensions to his name. Fans were split. Some said he was just old school tough. Others said he was out of control. Either way, Suh's name became football code for chaos. The guy who didn't just blur the line, he stomped on it. And if that sounds bad, wait till you hear what Pacman Jones did next. He didn't just cross the line, he slammed it. Pacman Jones meltdown? Pacman Jones took going too far to a whole new level. It was week 1 of the 2015 season. The game was already chippy when rookie wide receiver Amari Cooper started jawing with Jones after a play. Instead of walking away, Pacman decided to make a statement. The wrong kind. He ripped off Cooper's helmet, slammed his head into it, and chaos broke loose. The refs hit Jones with a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the spot.
Watkins. But that's Amari Cooper. Oh, wow. Amari Cooper.
And the NFL later slapped him with a $35,000 fine. No suspension, but plenty of outrage. Even for a league used to big hits and short tempers, this one felt personal. The guy literally weaponized a helmet. Something every player knows is a hard no. Pacman brushed it off, saying it was heat of the moment. But fans and analysts saw something else. A player who couldn't control his temper. It wasn't just a bad look, it was a warning sign. Ray Rice's elevator assault. Ray Rice, once a star running back for the Baltimore Ravens, went from Pro Bowler to persona non grata overnight. In 2014, a shocking video surfaced showing Rice punching his fiancée, Janae Palmer, inside a hotel elevator in Atlantic City, knocking her out cold.
Running back Ray Rice fired by the Baltimore Ravens, and the NFL has suspended him from playing after the release of a new shocking videotape. It shows Rice knocking his fiancée unconscious inside a hotel elevator.
At first, the NFL gave Rice a slap on the wrist, just a 2-game suspension. Fans were furious. Analysts called out the hypocrisy. How could a league that fines players tens of thousands for uniform violations go soft on domestic violence? But when TMZ released the full footage, the outrage exploded. The Ravens dropped him instantly, and the NFL changed course, suspending him indefinitely. Rice appealed and was later reinstated, but his career was done. No team would touch him. His case forced the league to overhaul its personal conduct policy, setting harsher penalties for domestic abuse. The incident wasn't just about one man. It exposed a culture problem the NFL could no longer ignore. And just when the league thought it had control back, chaos returned. This time, on football's biggest stage, Bruce Irvin's Super Bowl brawl. After Ray Rice's off-field disaster, you'd think players would tread carefully under the NFL's microscope. But then came Super Bowl 49, the stage where emotions boiled over and Bruce Irvin made history for all the wrong reasons. It was the final seconds. The Seahawks were losing to the Patriots. Tempers flared. One scuffle turned into an all-out fight near the goal line. And right in the middle of the chaos, Irvin swung on Rob Gronkowski, throwing a full-on punch during the biggest game of his life. Referees didn't hesitate. Ejected. Just like that, Irvin became the first player ever thrown out of a Super Bowl. The NFL later hit him with a $10,000 fine, but the damage to his image was far worse. Millions watched live as a championship game turned into a street fight. Fans called it a meltdown, and even Irvin admitted later that frustration got the best of him. It was a moment that proved no stage is too big for bad decisions. And if you thought throwing punches on the NFL's grandest stage was wild, wait till you see what happened when one player turned his anger on his own coach. Kris Boyd's sideline meltdown. Let's talk about the next meltdown that didn't come against an opponent. It came from inside the house. In 2025, Houston Texans cornerback Kris Boyd made headlines for all the wrong reasons. It happened during a heated matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. After Boyd celebrated what he thought was a fumble recovery, only to realize the other team still had the ball, things went downhill fast. He stormed to the sideline, shouting, and then shoved special teams coordinator Frank Ross
on Kris Boyd, who shoves his special teams coach Frank Ross.
Cameras caught everything. The crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing. The NFL fined Boyd $8,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct, but the embarrassment hit harder than the fine. Players have clashed with coaches before, but physically pushing one, that's crossing an unwritten line of respect every player knows. It showed just how easily frustration can boil over in a high-stakes game. And as bad as that looked, let's move to the next story, which proves that when poor decisions spill off the field, the consequences can be tragic and permanent. Donte Stallworth's DUI tragedy. Some moments in NFL history go beyond the game. They hit real life, and they hit hard. In 2009, wide receiver Donte Stallworth made a decision that changed everything. After a night of drinking in Miami Beach, Stallworth got behind the wheel of his Bentley. Just moments later, tragedy struck. He hit and killed 58-year-old Alberto Guerrero, who was crossing the street on his way to catch a bus. Stallworth's blood alcohol level was 0.12, well above Florida's legal limit of 0.08. He was charged with DUI manslaughter and ultimately pleaded guilty, accepting full responsibility. The sentence shocked the public. 30 days in jail, 1 year of house arrest, 8 years of probation, and 1,000 hours of community service. Many felt that wasn't nearly enough for a life lost. The NFL suspended him for the entire 2009 season, sending a message. But no suspension could match the weight of what Stallworth carried afterward. He publicly apologized and later said he'd live with that guilt forever. His career never truly recovered. This wasn't about anger, rivalry, or competition. It was about the cost of one bad decision. and how even the most talented athletes can face consequences that fame can't erase. Stallworth's story is a haunting reminder that the toughest battles aren't always on the field. Sometimes they're the ones we bring on ourselves. Antonio Brown's attempted murder case. You'd think we'd finally reached the edge of too far. But then came Antonio Brown. A man who doesn't just cross lines, he obliterates them. Once an unstoppable wide receiver, Brown's life has spiraled from NFL glory to tabloid chaos, and his latest headline feels more like a crime thriller than a sports story. In May 2025, Miami-Dade police issued an arrest warrant for Brown on attempted murder charges, following a violent altercation after a celebrity boxing event. Witnesses claim Brown got into a heated argument, pulled out a gun, and fired, grazing a man's neck in the process. Brown maintains it was self-defense, but reports and surveillance footage paint a different picture. The warrant lists a $10,000 bond and house arrest if he's taken into custody. For a guy once known for his precision routes and record-breaking seasons, the same fire that fueled his greatness now fuels destruction. Antonio Brown's story isn't just a fall from grace, it's a full-on crash. It's proof that talent can't outrun trouble forever. And sometimes, the hardest hit doesn't happen on the field. It happens when the fame fades and the chaos takes over. And there you have it. Whether it was the systemic betrayal of the Saints' bounty scandal, the shocking Ray Rice incident, or moments where temper got the best of a player, these actions sparked outrage and reshaped the league's policies. They serve as a powerful reminder of the intense pressures and high stakes involved in professional football. Which one of these instances shocked you the most? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more videos dissecting the NFL's biggest controversies, smash that like and subscribe button for more. Thanks for watching.